Hey y'all, hey. Welcome to today's edition of Today in the Pink Room. So, today in the Pink Room, I am going to show you guys how to bling out a handheld fan. So, a lot of us women have, sweats. Not just night sweats, but sometimes we just have little sweats and we need, excuse me, y'all. I dropped my cards. We need a little fan to cool us off a little bit. But as usual, I'm going to start with today's prayer. And today's prayer is going to be coming from 2 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6. And it reads as follows. May the Lord now show you kindness and faithfulness. This is today's prayer. It's a word of God for the people of God. And it's perfect for today. Happy Friday, by the way. But anyway, this is the fan. As you can see, you might not be able to notice the tail, but I did start sanding it off. So I'm just going to continue to sand the rest of it off, which is not a whole lot. But I'm going to sand it off, and then I'll show you what I do after I sand it off. Lightly sand. It's just a light sand. Okay, now that I have sanded it down, I am getting ready to clean up my area before I start adding the stones. Okay, so since I cleaned up, now you see me placing the stones. I'm using SS16, SS20, SS10. These are the sizes of the stones. And what I do is I put them on a plate and then I turn them over. This process is kind of time consuming, but what it does is it makes it easier so I won't have to stop and turn them over. So I just turn them over before I start. I turn the stones over so they'll be on the right side so that I can pick them up easier. And now you see me placing the stones. And this process, I just place the stones, and like I told you, there's the scattered method and there's the honeycomb method. Now with the fans, I basically use the honeycomb method throughout the whole process. But every once in a while, I will just, depending on the area, I might do the scattered method too. So once you start crafting, you kind of know what size stones to use. You start eyeing it. You'll be able to eye what size stone goes where, and then you'll just get used to it. And then you can tell if you want to use the honeycomb method in some places or if you want to use the scattered method. So with the fan, it's a little bit different. I just kind of wing it. I use the honeycomb some places and I use the scatter method some places. So right now, what I have to do is I have to dry the fan in sections. So once I finish the front portion, then I'll go to the back and to the sides. So as you can see, I had to let it dry for, I stopped maybe 2 or 3 hours. I let it dry. It might have been a little longer. And then once that section is dry, then I went on ahead and started on the side. I needed a couple of fillers. So I just got a couple of fillers and put them in there. And then I just keep going around. you keep going around. And like I said, I'll let, once I do so much of this, I'll let it dry because I don't want to make them. It's very easy to make a mistake. Your hand can get relaxed and then you'll lay it down and then you'll start moving some of the stones. So you have to be very careful to let each section dry. Then once the next section dries, then I go to the next one. I'll just keep going. And then next thing you know, you'll be done. But this is relatively a quick project. It takes, depending on how long, how long you're going to sit and work, it could take a couple of hours, 2 to 3 hours. And then, of course, you have your dry time. So now I'm at the top, and I'll just be going around the top. But as you can see, because I'm holding it, the front and the back is dry. So I think I might have worked on another project and then came back to this the next day. I might have let this dry overnight just so I could make sure that everything was thoroughly cured and dry. And with the fan, I like to hold it instead of laying it down because it's much easier for me to work with it. Some people lay theirs down on a, paper towel or whatever they use, craft table, craft mat. But as you can see, the majority of the time when I was working on the fan, I was holding it. But this project, one of my girlfriends asked me to make a fan for her niece that was going to homecoming because she said her niece sweats a lot. So that was my first time making a fan, which was a homecoming fan to match her dress. And once I posted it, I've been making them ever since. So now it has become quite popular for me to make the blinged out fans. For this fan, my customer requested a white fan with just plain crystals. She didn't want any iridescent or any other type of colors in there. So that is the reason that I'm using just the crystals. No AB, just plain straight crystals, which is like what you would probably call diamonds. So yeah, she just wanted that. And then I asked her, did she want any embellishments on there? So she told me that I could put a few embellishments on there. And I will show you, once I'm done, I will show you the embellishments. I think I used the Chanel, one little Chanel embellishment for the front. And then I put a love embellishment on the back. But she just wanted something really cute, girly, and sparkly. So that's why she said she wanted white with just the crystals. So I give my customers what they ask for, and I thought it turned out really, really cute. Yep, I thought it turned out really, really cute. But I'm almost finished with the top. And then once I finish with that part, I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to sit that in front of the fan. And I'm going to let it dry. And then I'll just proceed with the back. And then once I finish with the back, actually, you know what? Actually, I didn't put the embellishments on there yet. But once I let the back dry, then I'll put the embellishments on. Now you can see the embellishments. That's the Chanel, and that's the little love. Everything is dry. I let everything dry overnight. So this is the finished product. A white Chanel bling fan. I used Loctite glue to put the embellishments on. I used a little bit of the stronghold and I used a little bit of the gel. And then for the stones, of course, I used my Treasure Bond, which is my go-to glue. And this is the finished product. And I hope that it was something that I said that could help you if you decide that you want to make a blinged out fan. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and comment.